So hello students, how are you all? I hope all of you are keeping fine, right? So today we are going to continue our third chapter, that is rotation and revolution. Okay, and this is second part. And today in this part, that is in this second part, we are continuing from third topic, that is rotation of the earth and alteration of day and night. So students, without wasting our time, let's get started. So the varying length of day and night is directly related to the Earth's rotation on its own axis once in 24 hours. So as I told you students in my previous video, that is in first part, that day and night are occur due to the rotation of the Earth. Okay, so here it is written the varying length of the day and night is directly related to the Earth's rotation on its axis once in a 24 hours. While rotating, a part of the earth facing sun has day and other part has night. So when our earth rotates, right, suppose here we have sun and our earth is rotating, suppose here our earth is rotating, so the part of the earth facing towards the sun, okay, will have day, and other part there will be night. Okay, so here it will be night and this part it will be day, because this part of the earth is facing sunlight, right, and this part is away from the light, so that's why this part is dark and it is night. Okay, so students, as I told you, so students, rotation of the earth causes day and night, and the side of the earth facing towards the light of the sun will be day and other side it will be night. Okay, circle of illumination is the imaginary lines which shows clear demarcation between the phenomena of day and night. So here also students, you can see here students, here this is our sun and from sunlight is coming, right? So this part of the earth is facing sunlight, so that's why this part is day. Okay, and this part of the earth, that is this part of the earth, is not facing light of the sun, it means this part is away from the sun's light, so that's why this part is night. And here students, you can see here I am showing with a green line, this is boundary, or you can say border of the day and night. From this line, it means right to this line, it means this side we have day and this side we have night, so this border is known as circle of the illumination. Okay, circle of illumination. So students, border line of the day and night, or the line which separate day and night, that line is known as circle of illumination, and it is an imaginary line. Okay, I hope you got the concept, right students? Now students, let us see period of rotation. So the spinning of the earth on its polar axis is termed as rotation. The period of the rotation, or the time required for earth to turn through 360 degree, is 23 hours 56 minutes and 4.09 seconds. This period is termed as sidereal day, and it is determined by the star. Okay, so students, actually if we see that to complete one rotation our earth need 23 hours and 56 minutes. Okay, you can omit this 4.09 also, so you can say lump sum it takes 23 hours and 56 minutes. But in our junior classes, in our lower classes, what we have studied that our earth complete one rotation in 24 hours. Okay, but it is not exactly correct. Okay, so our earth completes our rotation, it means one rotation in 23 hours 56 minutes, or you can say 4.09 seconds also. Okay, and this period, that is 23 hour and 56 minute, is known as sidereal day. Okay, sidereal day, and this is determined by the stars. Okay, this is determined by the stars. You will learn about these things in your higher classes. Okay, so students, what you got, that our earth complete one rotation in 23 hours 56 minutes and 4.09 second, and this period is termed as sidereal day, and this determined by the stars. Okay, now students, effects of the speed of rotation. So what are the effects of the speed of the rotation, we will see. Okay, so here all the moving bodies on the earth surface, ocean currents and wind are deflected towards the right in the northern hemisphere and left in the southern hemisphere due to the Coriolis force, okay, created by the rotation of the earth, and this is called Farrell's law. So students, this is very important point that you have to learn. Okay, so students, due to the rotation of the earth or the speed of the rotation, okay, especially here wind and ocean currents, okay, or ocean currents and wind, what they do, they deflect towards the right in northern hemisphere and towards the left in the southern hemisphere. Okay, so students, let us understand these points. Okay, so students, now let us understand this point, and this point is very, very important. So what you got from here, students, that due to the speed of the rotation, okay, ocean currents, it means water of the ocean, and winds get deflected towards the right in the northern hemisphere. Okay, this is your northern hemisphere, and it get deflected towards the left in the southern hemisphere, and this is your southern hemisphere. Okay, so let us understand by this. Okay, so suppose let us take northern hemisphere. So what I told you, that due to the speed of the rotation, winds and ocean currents get deflected towards the right in the northern hemisphere. Okay, so this is northern hemisphere. So if wind is moving from here, okay, suppose it had to move straight in this way, but students, it will get deflected to the right, it will not move straight. Okay, suppose ocean current is moving to this direction, but it will get deflected to the right. Okay, from here it is moving ocean current or winds, then it will get deflected to the right. It may be in this way too. Okay, suppose wind is moving to this direction, again it will get deflected to the right in the northern hemisphere. Okay, it had to go straight in this way, right, but it will get deflected to the right. Okay, suppose wind is coming to this direction, then it will get deflected to the right in the northern hemisphere. Okay, so in this way, students, due to the speed of the rotation, ocean currents and winds get deflected to the right in the northern hemisphere, and similarly, students, in the southern hemisphere it get deflected to the left. Suppose wind is moving to this direction, okay, then what will happen, students, it will get deflected to the left side. Okay, it had to go straight, but it will get deflected to the left side, it will get deflected to the left side. Okay, now if wind is moving or ocean current is moving from polar region to the equatorial region in the southern hemisphere, then it will get deflected to the left. Okay, it means it will get deflected to the left. So what you got from here, students, that in southern hemisphere, due to the rotation of the speed of the rotation, ocean currents and winds get deflected to the left. Okay, get deflected to the left. Now students, these things is happening due to the Coriolis force, and which is created by the rotation of the earth, and this is called Farrell's law. Okay, students, cyclones and anticyclones are also get deflected in the both hemisphere. Okay, but students, remember, there will be no deflection of ocean currents, winds or anything in the equatorial region. Okay, now see, it affects the pressure belt and the movement of the air on the earth surface. The bulging of the air at the equator and flattening at the pole take place due to the speed of the rotation. So these things also due to the rotation. I don't think it need to be explained, it is clearly written here. Okay, so now students, let us study effects of the rotation. First, rotation causes day and night. You know that rotation causes day and night. It means day and night is due to the rotation. Okay, second, the variation in the temperature is also due to the rotation, as the part of earth receiving the sunlight rays accumulate heat during the day and it rises the day temperature, while at night it is given off and temperature cool down. So students, rotation also affects in the temperature of the earth, right? So the reason, or so the part of the earth surface receiving sunlight, it means which the part which has day will have higher temperature, and the part of the earth surface which is not receiving sunlight or sun rays, it means the region which has night, that region will have less temperature or low temperature. Okay, then third, the apparent movement of the celestial bodies is the evidence of the earth's rotation. We say that the sun rises in the morning to the east and sets in the evening in the west. It is an illusion. Actually, it appears so because because of the rotation of the earth. So as I told you in the beginning of the chapter, that what is the meaning of apparent movements, right? So due to the apparent movement of the celestial body, especially here due to apparent movement of the sun, what we can feel, students, what we can see, students, that day and night are occurring. Sun is rising from the east and it is setting down to the west, right? But actually these things are illusion. Okay, these things are incorrect. Actually we, or our earth is moving, our earth is rotating, and we are also rotating with earth. So that's why we do not feel the rotation of the earth, and simultaneously we can see that sun is moving. It is rising from the east and it is setting down to the west, but actually sun is not moving, it is stationary. It does not move. Okay, so students, in my previous video also I have given you some examples about or regarding this. Okay, so same kind of example is written here. Suppose you are sitting in a train and train is moving. You do not feel that train is moving because you are in the train, right? But when you see outside, whatever trees and houses are there, you feel that, or you see that these trees and these houses are moving. Okay, and that is one kind of illusion. Okay, this is illusion only, and that is apparent movement. Students, it is because we are moving with the train, and when we see outside, we feel that trees and the houses are moving. Okay, so same with the sun. Okay, since our earth rotates from west to east, so that's why we can see that sun is rising from east and setting to the west. Okay, now students, another proof of the rotation of the earth is that if one drop a stone from top of the multi-store building, it will fall slightly to the east. It means it will not fall straight. Okay, it will fall slightly to the east. Rotation of the earth create centrifugal force. Now one more point, one more effect of the rotation, speed of the rotation, that is it creates centrifugal force. Okay, so students, we will learn in our next video about centrifugal force. So it is just like a spinning top and cause a bulge at the equator. Okay, so students, due to the this centrifugal force only, our earth is bulged to the equator. Okay, as we have studied that our earth is slightly flattened to the polar region and it is bulged to the equator, and it is due to the centrifugal force. Okay, so students, this much only in this video. We'll meet in another part, and that part, that will be part 3, and in that part we will learn about Coriolis effect in detail and centrifugal force. Okay, so till then, take care.